A leader is an individual who has the capacity and the character to be able to carry team members to achieve set goals and objectives. There are several barriers to leadership success. The number one barrier is the capacity. Capacity is having the competencies to be able to do the leadership job. And the second barrier is the character of a leader. The character of the leader is the spirit of the leader. And the truth is that what people see, what the people one is leading sees the most is the character. Once you do not have the character of a leader, your capacity would not be able to deliver. So those are the major barriers, two major barriers, character and capacity. The major competencies for leadership roles falls into a number of buckets. We have the technical competencies, then you have the behavioral competencies, then you have the experience angle aspect, and then you have the personal attributes. The technical competencies and the experience, they are given on the job. But however, if you do not have the behavioral competencies and the personal attributes, it becomes difficult to be able to make the technical competence and experience to deliver. Now, this is further broken down into about 5 or 6 different boxes again in terms of domain. You have the interpersonal domain. There are competencies required at the interpersonal domain. There are also competencies required for leadership impact, business and management skills, personal attributes in terms of, personal effectiveness. And then we also have those that fall under what we call the personal attributes. Now, let me take them one by one. For the leadership domain, competencies that are very, very critical is strategic influence, cultivating networks and partnerships, being able to build customer relationship, effective customer relationship, emotional intelligence. In fact, is one of the biggest factors in here. Compelling communication and executive presence. These are some of the competencies that is important at the interpersonal domain. But at the leadership impact domain, we see things around being able to drive execution, being able to share responsibilities with others. And at the domain of business and the managerial skills, you talk about things around how to establish the vision, how to drive the vision, how to establish strategic directions, how to demonstrate entrepreneurship. Operational decision making is also very important. Things like being business savvy, financial acumen, commercial acumen, they are all things that forms around the business and the management skills domain. And of course, we also have organizational talent management, being able to manage, being able to build organizational talent. Those are the things that are required at the business and the management skills domain. At the level of the personal effectiveness, the leader must have courage, must be able to inspire excellence. The leader must also be able to build self-insight, must also be able to do what we call self-organization and personal effectiveness, be able to manage his own self in terms of self-leadership. There are loads of leadership courses that they need to do. DDI has a lot of these courses. Strategic management is one key thing that will help them to understand the workings of an organization. Masters in business administration is one of those things too that I recommend for people who would become leaders of an organization. Commercial acumen, business management skills, those things. Emotional intelligence, those are some of the courses that will really help leaders. Marketing, sales, business development, like I said, very, very important because you must be commercially savvy. And of course, strong interpersonal skills courses, emotional intelligence courses would also help them to be able to manage the people aspect. Problem solving, creative thinking, problem solving and decision making. There are other courses. There are another course that they need to attend, and there are also courses around self-organization and personal effectiveness courses. Those courses would work for leaders. Lots of all these courses done by DDI. DDI has lots of them. The local versions we also do within Human Capital Partners. Good business schools have these courses that people can attend. And I think once you can access the things you need to do, we also have a lot of materials on YouTube for leaders, for people who care, who have the patience to go to YouTube and look for learning materials. There are quite a number of lots of information as well on LinkedIn Learning. So many avenues where people can actually learn and build their competencies as leaders. Okay. HCP is the West African partner of the DDI. DDI means Development Dimensions International. This is an organization with over 50 years of experience helping organizations to hire, also to develop leaders. So HCP currently represents the Development Dimensions International in West Africa. Beyond that, we also represent the TTRO. TTRO is an organization that helps to use technology to make learning and very easy to assimilate. We are also in partnership with the AtPlay. AtPlay is an organization that has assessment solutions. So for instance now, when you want to bring leaders in, AtPlay has all those assessments that can be used to actually assess leaders at all levels. So at DDI, we also have those materials that helps to assess leaders at every level. We have those we use for the individual contributors. We have those for people leaders. We have those for operational leaders. We have also for what we call the strategic leaders and the executive leaders. Different assessments for different categories of people. What at the end of the day, you find out that it's seamless. And with the DDI solutions as well, from the assessment centers, from the assessment solutions, you have, it's also tied straight into learning and development options for them. So by the time we assess the leader, it's clear where the strengths are and where the leader needs to improve, and then we tie them into those courses that would help, close the gap for an individual. So the system is such that if it's just one area of competence that you lack competency in, or there's a gap, you don't need to attend a 5-day course. You can just attend that program just for that particular competencies for where there is a gap. And of course, we have it in the programs, the DDI programs. We have it in virtual format. You have it in e-learning format. You have it in micro formats and all that. So, whatever learning method that is suitable or that is a preference for a leader, there are options for it. And apart from that, there is also what we call the pinpoint. Pinpoint is that for every course that you run, every DDI course that you take, where you do all your activities, where you do all your assignments, all the games, we call it pinpoint. So for every course, for every DDI course that you run, there is a pinpoint aspect that the learners have access to, and it's for online, ongoing learning. Those are all the ways where our relationship with them enhances the learning and development requirements of the organizations and clients that we serve. If you don't train them, don't blame them. So, and of course, if you don't make conscious effort to build your leadership pipeline, don't blame anyone when the organization cannot achieve its potentials. So, to future-proof your organization, you need to consciously build leaders. I would want to advise that let's make the right investments and let's build our leaders.